Chat, we are live, so you can retweet it from everywhere. All I know is I got to eat that same dinner in 2 weeks. Like whatever you ate today. Got to pull back out the steak and Brussels and everything.
I'm so pumped. I don't care if it's KC or Buffalo. I'm hoping it's Buffalo. I just think it'll be a lot of fun. But man, I can't wait.
Their fans would be more fun. Their defense worries me. We got people coming in now, so we got 20 or so people coming in, and so we can kind of talk about this live. Buffalo's defense worries me, although they don't look very good tonight against Kansas City. But obviously, Mahomes worries me on the other side. So
it's early, but I'll tell you what, man. I will, especially after today, give me Brady over anybody else right now in the league. That guy the balls he was throwing today were ridiculous.
In the first half, you're saying?
Both halves. I mean,
the three straight picks.
We had the 3 picks, but if we're being honest, like 2 of those aren't really his fault. But
no, I thought they were all 3 his fault. But
of course you did.
But the Bucs defense is what saved them on 3 straight Brady interceptions.
Yes. Yeah.
The Bucs forcing 2 3-and-outs on those last 2 is,
and that's what happened in the week 6 when we beat them 38-10. Like that's the defense, and it go back to 2002. That's what won us the Super Bowl. The defense, not Brad Johnson and Keyshawn Johnson.
Yeah. So if that can keep up, if we can keep that going, then it's good news. Touchdown Chiefs. That's good news for me. So I don't know if that's good news for the Bucs or not, but we'll get started here in just a second. If you're watching this already, we haven't quite started yet. Just trying to get some people in and watching. If you can retweet and share this and post it in group messages, we would appreciate it. We'll get started here in just a minute. Freddie, did you watch that Bucs game?
Yeah, I got a chance to watch it. It was crazy. A lot of questions on my end. I know that coach LaFleur. I don't understand that decision to kick that field goal. You do not you're not getting Brady the ball at the end of the game. So I don't understand that decision.
Yeah, no, I'm sure we'll talk about the game a little bit later as we get going. But yeah, I'm right there with you. Like a couple of first downs is going to beat you either way, and so I don't understand not going for it and giving the ball it's. I would have been worried if I was Green Bay about tying it up and giving Brady 2 minutes to go down the field, let alone giving him time, not tying it up and him just having to get like a first down. So to give Brady the ball back and all he's got to do is get a first down, I think that's a weird call. Go for it on 4th down. If you don't get it on that 4th down, you're making Brady and them take snaps from the 9-yard line, right? Or the 7 or wherever they were. So I think the right move there is to go for it. The 3 points, if you stop them on that, obviously if it would have worked out well and they didn't get the first down, you've got a shot, but even that's not a guarantee. So yeah, I didn't like that at all. Even who was it? Buck and Aikman were kind of like, what is this going on?
Yeah.
All right. We lost Freddie for a half second. Freddie comes back. This happened last week, I feel like, too.
Right.
Freddie comes back. We got some people here in these comments. Of course, Hunter's here. Yeah, we appreciate you guys hanging out. We do. Not many, but we got some fans in here, so we'll take it. We can't see your.
Yeah, man, I'm just happy we got to take out Aaron Rodgers. He was riding high. He's like, they drafted a quarterback behind me. I'm gonna be the big man on campus now. And then he ran into Tom Brady, and it's over, right? That's just what happens.
Yeah, I know that you were super high on Brady right now, and he wasn't bad, but I think he ran into the Bucs defense is what he ran into.
He did, man.
I think he outplayed.
Defense was phenomenal. That was amazing.
I haven't had time from the end of the game and then everything going on. I haven't really had time to look at stats, but I mean, Rodgers outplayed Brady. I mean,
I don't know. Brady's numbers are probably really good.
Brady went 20 for 36 with 280 yards, 3 interceptions. Rodgers went for more yards, better percentage, less interceptions.
Give me Brady on third down today before anything else, because that third down, especially early on in the game.
I'm just very offended how you are just overlooking our defense and don't care about them at all.
Oh no! I know. I just said in 2002 the defense won us that Super Bowl. Like we shut down the best offense in the league. And
very offended.
I think we might do it again. I think we might do it again in 2 weeks. I'm excited.
We'll see. It's a rematch. We've won the last 2 rematches that we've had, Green Bay and New Orleans. To be the best, you got to beat the best, and Kansas City's the best team in the league, and they won it last year as well. So you got to beat the defending champs. So all right, let's get started. Now that we got Freddie back, we are set. We'll count it down and go. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Championship Edition, NFL Championship Weekend. AFC NFC Championship Weekend edition of Double Fries No Slaw. It is January 24th. We're excited to be with you guys. A lot of excitement on this podcast from 3 guys that live in Central Florida. Richie's all decked out in his Buck stuff. I've got my big throw up shirt on just because I haven't had time to change or anything all day. But alongside Freddie Stevenson and Richie Barnes, how you guys doing tonight? You guys hear me?
I know I'm not doing as good as Richie is right now. I know he's feeling great right now.
Yeah, man, I am feeling outstanding. As I told you guys like 4 months ago, I knew the Bucs were going to go to the Super Bowl. I don't know if we're going to win it, but we just won the NFC Championship, and I am excited. My team is going to the Super Bowl. There's an outside chance. I don't know if you guys saw the news. The NFL is allowing 7,500 vaccinated healthcare workers into the stadium. I'm a vaccinated healthcare worker, so I might be going to the game. I don't know. We'll see. But man, what a great day, going up 28-10, seeing that game, like knowing it wasn't really in question after that. But I'm pumped, man. I'm excited. The Bucs are back in the Super Bowl for the first time in 18 years, and we'll see who we're playing here in about 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, no, super, super exciting. What are the qualifications for that? Like, how do you get that? Like, when do you find out, or do they give it to like?
Yeah, so they don't really have any qualifications. They just you have to be a healthcare worker in Central Florida, which I am, and you have to have both doses of the COVID-19 vaccine, which I've had the first dose on January 4th. I'll have my second dose on February 1st, which is before the Super Bowl. So I'm just hoping I get a chance. The hospital I work for, we are one of the main sponsors for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I'm hoping I get a chance. But if not, no biggie. But man, that'd be awesome if I got to go see Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl at Raymond James Stadium.
Yeah, I'm talking with some buddies. I've got a very, very slim outside chance of going. So we'll see. Ticket prices are insane this year because
oh my God, they're ridiculous.
It's so limited, and because of COVID, and the Bucs obviously playing at home. You've got Bucs fans that no longer have to travel. So yeah, very slim. But I'm excited. I think I might. If I get an extra, I'm taking Freddie so that we can because the last time me and Freddie went to some games and we left Richie at home, that turned out to be a pretty good weekend. So if I get an extra, I'm not taking you, Richie.
If y'all do that and the Bucs win, I'm all for it. I'm good with that, man. I'm fine. Like, go Bucs, get me that Super Bowl. I'm fine with that.
For sure. So we have a special guest, and I will add him here now. Michael Alford, Seminole Booster CEO, second time on the podcast. You've caught us at a good time. This would have been a pretty depressed podcast if
Rich might have not showed up.
Oh, he told us that. Like, we were well aware that there was a chance of that. So we are super excited, but we are super excited to have you on as well tonight, and we appreciate your time, and we're glad to be able to catch up. So how have you been? How you doing?
Oh, been excellent. That's traveling the state, talking to our donors, talking to our fans, sharing a little bit of our vision of where we're going forward, and just been well received, and couldn't be going better right now.
Absolutely. Well, we want to start with what we were just talking about. Did you get a chance to watch that Bucks game? The playoffs are obviously in full swing. We're down to the last championship game, which is live now. I'm sure you got it up on a TV somewhere in that office. But tell us about. Did you watch that Bucks game?
Oh, couldn't have missed it. Man, is he the GOAT or what? 10 Super Bowls. Freddie, who goes to 10 Super Bowls? I mean, unbelievable. It just goes to show, especially in that, having worked in both NFL and college, how important that position is to have success. And you've seen it kind of trickle down to the college game over the last 20 years of having that guy in that position, and you really need it to have success as someone who's that coach on the field and who can just kind of spread the ball around and make sure that you're getting in the right formation and can understand matchups. I mean, to see what he does he's a savant, and it's amazing to watch him perform.
Absolutely. So we were all kind of talking about trying to get out there. Obviously it's going to be a tough year to go. Are you going to the Super Bowl? Do you still have those kind of NFL connects? Are you going in 2 weeks so we can be jealous of you?
I may be in Tampa visiting some old friends from the league, but I probably will not go to the game.
Well, if I don't go, we're throwing a party at my house, so you can come over and watch it here if you want to. It'll be it's like a small party. We're pretty old and have kids and stuff. But speaking of Tampa, we want to talk to you about that. The Tampa connection with the Boosters. I know that you've been here not too long ago. Talk to us about that. Talk to us about that Tampa relationship that the Boosters have right now.
Oh, we have so many great supporters in Tampa, and we hosted an event at one of our donors' homes. And with COVID and everything, we're having small events, but it was able to go spend some time. Had about 20-30 people there, and really sharing our message, sharing our vision. And it's been so well received, and they've been so supportive of even contributing, either stepping up, increasing their level of membership, or just helping us find new members. And that's really our message right now is, as you know, we've got to get our annual fund back up. And we've been able to increase it, and we're on pace. We've got over 1,000 new members that were not members last year sign up, and we're very excited about that. We still have a ways to go, but the trend is going well, and we're getting the message out thanks to people like yourself. And as I always said, it just makes such a difference. It goes to the operational funds. It goes to what we can provide our student athletes on the field, and more importantly off the field, so that they can have success. And we couldn't be happier with the progress that we're making right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So speaking of that, we've got some more big things coming up this week. Football schedule is coming out soon. So I know a lot of fans will be excited about that. Football schedule is released on the 28th, and then shortly thereafter, football tickets go on sale. But why should fans not wait for that? Why should fans not wait for the ticket release or the things to go on sale to join the annual fund?
We had over 500 members join just last week, and people are hearing the message. And it's really just getting out and understanding. I think I told you last time I spoke to a gentleman in Iowa who decided to join the Boosters. No, not related to tickets, but hearing the message of how it goes to support the operational funds. It allows us to have first-class facilities. For us to accomplish our mission, which is to provide resources and operational dollars that benefit our student athletes, we need the annual fund to keep pacing and tracking where it is, because it really goes to make a difference. Our goal is to provide winning edge resources where they graduate with a diploma in one hand and championship rings on the other. And it allows us to provide that to our staffs.
I'm going to pass it. Freddie, are you still there?
I saw the update, I believe, a few days ago, and it said we reached about 33% of our goal, and that's awesome.
Yes.
I think it's 4,345 members currently.
Yes.
So without a doubt, we're going to definitely hit our goal of 13,000. But what are some things we can do to hit that 20,000 mark? That's what I've been striving for, and a lot of fans have been striving for. What are some things we can do to possibly hit that goal?
Yeah, just if you know of a friend, just what. And when I'm out speaking to groups, I'll talk about the power of one. If everyone would just help us find or identify one other person to join at any level, it could be this at $70 a year at our Iron Arrow level, any level, really goes to make a difference in what we're able to provide. I always go back, Freddie, as we've discussed, when I first got here and looked at the analysis and dove into it a little bit and looked where our numbers were and where they are now. That's $6 million annually we're not able to provide our student athletes winning edge resources. So just getting our numbers back up every bit makes a difference and allows us to go and support our program so they can have the chance to compete against their peers. It truly is a power of one, Freddie. As you know, you've brought us many, and we're so appreciative of it. You and TJ and Richie have been out spreading the word, and the people have responded. And you just pass it along. We will call and share the benefits of it for sure.
Yeah, no, there's been a lot of it's been cool to see the growth and see the things that are coming from it. And I like the updates, the updates that we continue to get from you guys. I think it just motivates everybody to see the growth and kind of see what's happening there. Athletics overall right now are really crushing it, right? Like it's cool because we, obviously, you're more connected, right, in today's day and age to be able to follow all of the other sports. You can follow, everything from, the football team to men's basketball, women's basketball, volleyball, golf, everything. Baseball's about to kick off, softball's about to kick. So many things going on, but athletics overall right now are just absolutely just crushing everything, which is a fun time in Tallahassee.
Without a doubt. I mean, I got a chance to go with Jenny Hyde and see women's tennis play this weekend. And I love tennis, by the way, and able to see them. And men's tennis is playing well. They just kicked off, and both of them are doing very well. And in the top 20, you got softball's preseason up there, baseball's preseason top 25. Of course, soccer really can't wait to see them this spring because they have probably one of the best teams, if not the best team in the country. They got a legit chance. And then you look at our track program, who's really doing very well. I mean, A.D. Colburn has assembled just some great leaders of people to lead our student athletes that are not only doing it on the field, their chosen sport, but also really educating them. And I can't tell you more how impressive the leadership of our quality of coaches, the people are. When I've gotten around and been able to sit down and meet with them and hear their vision and kind of share our vision, and just winners. And they recruit great kids that are going to come in and perform in the classroom and in their sport. And it really shows when you have great core values. I'm always a big believer core values wins out at the end, and you see that across the whole department.
So the entire athletic program and stuff doing really, really well. Back to football, we've got some news coming up, or not some news, but we've got a pretty fun game coming up. The spring game just got announced. Talk to us about what to look forward to with the spring game this year.
Yeah, April 10th. We're still looking and kind of looking at what we can do with the fan-wise, how many people we can have in the stands, and seeing if we can even increase it from where we were able to do this fall. But we're just kind of waiting to see what the direction is for us on that. But we're planning to have a meeting actually tomorrow about planning a lot of events around it. Really, it's a great chance for alums to get back and see campus, enjoy the spring game, and how exciting it is with some of the new student athletes that Coach Norvell's put on his roster. and get a chance to see some of them for the first time. And I can tell you, he's really building a team of great people and who are really working hard. And those workouts, as Freddie knows, Freddie, you got to tell me about these mat drills that they keep talking about. I'm going out to practice and watch them for this week, but I was talking to Matt Fryer the other day, and he was telling me some stories, and that doesn't seem like a lot of fun to me, going back in those days. But he's really working hard, and really they're hitting the weight room hard, and I got a chance to go by and see some of that, and really impressive with our strength coach and doing the right things. And we're just excited about the spring game and to see where he's taking this program. Because I can tell you, there's a lot of excitement internally, but more importantly, when I'm out speaking, there's a lot of excitement externally when you're seeing some of the pieces that he's putting together.
Michael, we always think about, high school recruiting classes, and it's different with the transfer portal right now.
It's a different game now.
Absolutely. And now we have, Mackenzie Melton coming in, and I just heard, his surgeon cleared him. He's full go for spring. Have you had a chance to meet him? And just what are your thoughts on what he can bring to the program this coming year?
Well, you look at the number of snaps, you look at his experience and what he's able to do there. So that's immediate expertise he's bringing. He's been there before. But not only that, the ability to be in that room, that quarterback room is totally changed now. Well, he's going to be able to help our young quarterbacks and mature them along the process because he's seen it. He's been involved in it. So whether he's starting or whether he's not starting, I mean, you got a coach on the field who can help these guys adjust and grow in this game, because it's a big transition from high school to college, especially at the quarterback position. And to have his experience, you can't buy that. And it's really exciting to see him back healthy. I can tell you he's a leader. You talk about someone who just carries, who has that presence about him and the confidence that he has. And that rubs off on the entire team. I mean, he knows he's going to go out there and perform and get the job done. And that's really exciting to see how that's going to rub off on everyone else.
And then, obviously there's a lot of things going on with Florida State. We're looking at building new facilities and whatnot. But I think it was about 2 weeks ago, man, you really piqued my interest. You tweeted out some construction emojis, very cryptic. Are you able to talk about that at all, or what's going on? Because I want to know what's going on, man. What are we building here?
I can tell you, we've hired an architectural firm to come in and to see what we can do across the board. Not only with football. We're looking at a football facility. That's no secret. I've been fortunate enough to have been a part of many of those through my career, and looking at a location and what's going to be in it, working very closely with Coach Norvell. Was with him even today discussing it, and should have some news hopefully coming at that really soon. But also looking at what we can do to make an immediate impact on our student athletes. I can tell you, we're looking at our nutrition. We have the FIG, which is where we feed our student athletes here, and that has become such an important tool in recruiting, where families come in, and more importantly, the students come in. We have an area that seats about 75 to accommodate over 500 student athletes. And for us to compete at a high level, nutrition will play a major role in making sure that our students are prepared on game day. And it's a big component in our concession discussions, because I'm bringing in professional concession companies to discuss how we change our game day experience moving forward. But one of the criteria for them coming in is they have to have experience in providing nutritional supplements and feeding professional sports teams. And there's many of those that do that. And so not only are we looking for a culinary experience in the stadium and at our events, but also we're looking for experts to come in and work with our student athletes and the training table aspect of it. So it's, like I said, it's just a major component to recruits and their decision-making process when they come visit our campus right now. So that's a commitment we're putting ahead right now that will put us ahead of our competitors.
Michael, I want to ask you about this. We talked about the state of the athletics program in general, but I don't know how you were, but I was pretty worried when the basketball team took 2 weeks off about them coming out rusty. They have been anything but. Rusty.
I wasn't worried.
I mean, just any team that takes that big of any team that takes that big of a break, it was almost like a mini off season.
Right.
They've come out anything but rusty. Can you talk about just the excellence that Coach Hamilton? I bet he brushes his teeth better than anybody else. Like his excellence is just on another level. Can you talk about Coach Ham?
Well, it's what I talked about earlier with all of our coaches. You know, the athletic department has such a sound core value which is set by A.D. Colburn that goes through all of our programs. And Coach Hamilton is a prime example of that. You know, he expects and holds his kids accountable, and you see them graduate in the classroom, you see them perform on the court, and you see them go out and contribute in society. And, you know, there's just standards, and he holds the students to that standard. And when he recruits them, he's honest with them. Here's the standards. But I love the versatility on the court that he has. I mean, we have some students out, and we have other ones that just step in. You know, they create so many matchup problems, and he's so creative in getting those special matchups so that we can score. It's really fun to sit there and watch, and they're shooting the ball so well, and you see them starting to gel a little bit. You see some of the newcomers coming in who are now understanding the system, understanding the flow, and getting a feel for each other and where someone's going to be. And you see some great passing, some great coordination going on, and it's what he's doing is just truly amazing. And they're peaking at the right time. And, you know, that's one of the nuances about that sport is you really want them peaking in March. And right now they're really playing well together.
I want to ask you this as well. We've talked about this before, but have you catered any boosters meetings up there yet with Guthrie's, or how has that worked out? I know that's not the most healthy choice right now with this, but what about that?
We have not, but I can tell you it's the drive-through works wonders for myself, and we make sure we get the double fries, no slaw with it.
There you go.
It is a great. You know, we had that. We're so used to Raising Cane's, and I'll take Guthrie's any day over Raising Cane's.
No, I don't know if we've talked about this before or not, but Raising Cane's came from Guthrie's.
Mm-hmm.
Guthrie's was the OG, like Guthrie's was the original, and so that's where we are with them. Give me just 1 second here. Freddie is struggling with some technical difficulties. We're having some trouble getting him in here. So I'm going to ask it since we're struggling with him. I know I don't want to put you on the spot too much. I probably should ask this before we brought you on, but I don't know if you've read Freddie's book or not, but if you haven't, it is fantastic for anybody out there listening. Very good.
There we go. Yeah.
Just hop back in. We'll be having some connection issues over here, so I'm off the phone right now.
He's got that Antonio Cromartie Wi-Fi.
Yeah, he may have me beat today, man. But I appreciate you checking me out. That's definitely a blessing. I don't know if you got an opportunity to read it, but as someone that actually played the game and you understand the transition, you had success transitioning into another field. And a lot of guys, I just talked to a former teammate the other day, and he was just saying he loves how I'm transitioning into this next stage of life and how he's struggled with the transition, and he wanted to come on the show and talk about it. But I was just going back and forth with him how a lot of guys struggle with that transition. Some guys it's a little bit easier for, but you never truly know. And as athletes, we live our whole lives chasing after these goals, thinking that we're all going to make it, and we're one play away or just a big break. You have to have a lot of things on your side. What luck, you have to be talented, and you have to be in the right organization, the right system, just to be able to succeed. So much has to go your way for you to succeed in sports. And even with that, you go on to have a 10-year career, and then some guys still have to go on and live their lives after. Everybody isn't set for the rest of their lives. Now, baseball players, that's a different story. That's a different story. But in football and a lot of these other sports, you have to go on and figure out what else you want to make out of your life. And a lot of people, they don't necessarily try to go after things, different aspirations in college, and figure out what other things they're passionate about. And I think on the back end of sports, it kind of catches us slipping, and it leaves us kind of scrambling, figuring things out. And some guys, they'll be in their 40s, late 50s, trying to figure things out still, when we could have had all this nipped in the bud early on in college.
Well, the great thing about being an athlete, it teaches you so many life skills through the process. It teaches you how to compete, teaches you time management. It teaches, and I always go to say, your best friends. There's so many different people that you run across, that you're in that foxhole with, that you're training, that you're going through those mat drills with, Freddie, who come from such different backgrounds, economic backgrounds, different regional backgrounds. And you really come together for a common goal and really support each other and get to know each other and break down barriers and just become great friends and that close. You understand that as a former athlete, your best friends and people you trust the most are typically the guys or girls that were on your team at some point in your life, and still stay in contact with them because you understand each other and you understand what each other's about. And you have each other's back, and it really prepares you to go out in the job force market. And I love looking at former athletes because I know they have that drive. And we look at that here in any business. I talk to CEOs all the time, and one of the things I've done elsewhere, and Freddie, we haven't been able to do it here yet, but is bring in our SAC and I had a captain's table as an athletic director where all the captains of all the team would come to my house and eat once every 2 months. And I would fly in CEOs of companies to help prepare them to be leaders because there's no different than you as a captain of a team. And it'd be amazing to watch the questions. They'd be saying, I got this freshman that's not doing this, not doing that. How do I motivate them or teach them? And these CEOs would be going, well, it's no different than me managing my marketing department. Here's some techniques. And I've done that everywhere. And it's something we look to implement here at some point. But it's really just preparing them for life. And I'm going to go back to that's what our annual fund does. It allows us to provide resources that we can bring in these experts and these motivational speakers and these very successful CEOs that typically I love to do it because they're alums of FSU, because we got so many out there that will come and give back and share their story with our students and help prepare them for when they graduate, that they're going to go out and be great contributors to society. And I can't tell you how important it is just to share that message. And for someone like yourself who's gone out and been so successful as played and made that transition to the working force. But I always, when I talk to our student athletes, I go back and learn to use what you learned when you were a student athlete and that drive and that competition, and take that drive and competition and apply it somewhere else. Now you're selling insurance, or now you're whatever you're doing in life. Go and apply that hard work and time management and competition and drive, and use it to your success so you can go out and be successful. Can't hear you, TJ.
Yeah, TJ, you're on mute.
Did we lose him, Richie?
I think we might have. I'm not sure. But Michael, thank you so much for coming back on the podcast with us. Obviously, we have a big goal, and any Florida State fan, if you care enough to listen to this podcast, then you can do $5 a month or a one-time donation to Seminole Boosters, because we look at things. All the guys on the podcast here know. My wife's she's a big Alabama fan. That she grew up that way, and they have everything in the world, it seems. In Florida State, we can get there, and it doesn't take a lot. It takes a lot of people giving the minimum, and if we continue to do that, whatever it may be, give what you can give, and we're going to get back where Florida State needs to be. We already have one of the best basketball programs in the country, and I'm a huge Hamilton fan. So Michael, just thank you so much for coming on, spending time with us. And we're going to send as many people and try and push as many new donors to you as possible. But what can we do for you guys as a podcast and as an extension of the social media of Florida State?
Yeah, just keep spreading our message, keep sharing our updates of how we're doing and how we're progressing towards our goal and our pledge numbers, and just keep doing what you're doing. It's brought so many new members to us, and we just get them into the fold and let us share to them our vision and where we're going. I mean, I love sitting down and talking to people about what our plans are for football, and we've hired Populous and how we're looking at the stadium and what we can do there to make it the best game day experience in the country, that the fans hear, and just make the fan enhancements that much better. We're looking, like I said, we're looking in nutrition facility because that's a need we need right now. We're looking into fixing our hydrotherapy, which would benefit all 550 student athletes because we got some great medical doctors and great trainers, but that's an area that we're lacking behind a little bit, or a lot behind our peers. So we're trying to look at things we can accomplish right now. We have performance to reach those goals, but we're also looking big picture and what we can do to assist football and basketball and some other sports to get their facilities up. We're providing the best possible experience for our student athletes.
Awesome, man. But again, we really appreciate your time. Everyone, go to, Seminole Boosters, donate whatever you can to, give what you can, because every penny matters. Like I always say, going back to Clemson, they had the IPTAY. I paid 10 a year, and that's how they built their monster of a booster department. Florida State can do the same thing, guys. Like, just whatever you have, if you give money to a recruiting website or whatever it may be, give some money to Seminole Boosters, because that is the quickest way to get us back on top of the ACC where we belong.
I can tell you, Richard, we've got a vision. It's going to go to great use. We're going to go to support the facilities and our student athletes and just provide the resources for them to be successful. But I can't thank you guys enough. I can't thank Freddie enough for what all he's done. Richie, yourself, TJ, and you guys are just great Seminoles, and I really appreciate it. Appreciate all y'all's support.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much, Michael Alford, CEO of Seminole Boosters. A lot of big things going on for Florida State right now and the next few years, and this is the guy, kind of streamlining that whole thing, and I'm excited. That it's hard not to get excited if you're a Florida State fan with everything going on right now. So thank you so much for your time and for joining us. And Freddie, you have anything else for Michael?
I just want to say thank you for coming on with us and taking time out your busy schedule to sit down and talk with us and update the fans on the status of everything and your plans for the future, because I know a lot of them had questions, and I know you answered a lot of their questions tonight. So I just appreciate you taking time out to kind of update everybody and let them know we're heading in the right direction and we're going to get this thing turned around.
Oh, we are, Freddie. There's no doubt. We have not only, and I'm talking football now, and you go across our coaching staffs, but we've got a guy who's really installing some core values into this program. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm a big believer that those values win at the end of the day. And they're doing the right things. He's bringing in a great group of athletes that are not only going to win on the field, but win off the field. And we couldn't be more excited. But with that, we need to provide him the tools to be successful. And we need to provide him the opportunity for him to go out and recruit the very best student athletes possible. And we have a lot of projects coming. I'm looking forward to sharing those with you as they come on board. And I'll come on here and share. As y'all know, I'm pretty transparent about it. Not shying away that we have a big vision of where we're going right now, and working hand in hand. And I always go back to the support I've received from President Thrasher and AD Coburn and the coaching staff has just been remarkable. And the fans and the donors alike. I spend a lot of time with them, just talking to them offline and just sharing our vision of where we're going and asking for their support. And so far, it's been just great. There's the best fans in the country, and they want FSU back on top, and that's where we're heading.
I think I fixed my mic issues. Can you guys hear me now?
All right, TJ's back.
Our producer, our producer, just moved from Jacksonville to right outside Tallahassee, and so I'm having to run this. I'm just not as good. I'm not blaming him for this, but I'm kind of blaming him because I'm not as good at this as he is. So if Harlan was here, it wouldn't be the wild ride that it's been for the last half an hour. But man, we appreciate you so much, and look forward to having you back on as we continue to get updates. We're, like we talked about earlier, a third of the way there. Let's hit 50%, especially with that schedule coming out. Obviously let's hit 200%, but let's get to 50. Let's get to 2/3. Let's get to that 100%. And then, like Freddie talked about, get over that goal. So we're excited. But again, thank you so much for your time. And we're excited to get you back on with more exciting updates soon.
Yeah, I'll be reaching out every time I have an update. Schedule should be coming out, like you mentioned earlier, and the tickets go on sale February 1st. And right now we're planning, of course, for a full stadium. I have probably about 8 different scenarios that we're ready to go at every different level. Performance statements, but we're starting here like we're going to have a full stadium, and then we'll go down from there if we need be. But we can't tell you how excited we are. The product next year is going to be unbelievable. He's got a great recruiting class coming in, and as Richie mentioned earlier, the transfer portal has really just changed college landscape, and he's got some great kids coming in, but more importantly, they're great quality people, as we talked about Mackenzie and his leadership ability. So I'm looking forward for everyone to meet them. I've had the opportunity to meet many of them, but they are some impressive young men.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for hanging out, and we look forward to doing this again soon.
Anytime. You guys just let me know when y'all need to bore some people, and I'll come on and let them know.
You're always. I mean, at least the last time you were one of our highest rated episodes. So I'm not even buttering you up there. I mean, Kirk Herbstreet's certainly number one, but you were right behind him. So yeah, I don't know how nobody's bored at this point. So anyway,
I appreciate all y'all do. Keep preaching the Seminole message, and just let me know how I can help.
Thank you so much, Michael.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, thank you guys. Go Noles.
Yeah.
Go Noles. Michael Alford, Seminole Boosters CEO. Super excited there. Hey, we've talked about this, but you can go to FSU Boosters and give $5 a month at the lowest level. Obviously, you don't have to be at the lowest level, but you can go anywhere even reasonable around that, $10, $15, $20 a month. And I think the $15 really good. I mean, $5 if that's what you can do. The $15 levels are a really good one. They're kind of affordable. You can't even go to like lunch specials now, or like $11.99 at places. Like you can't even go to lunch for like $15 anymore. So I think that's a good one. But check out the Boosters. Let's get this program back where it needs to be. We mentioned them in the interview, but obviously appreciate Guthrie's and all of their support throughout the time that we've had the podcast. 1818 West Tennessee and 2550 North Monroe. Almost forgot the address there. And then obviously the Double Fries No Slaw, powered by the Big 3 Roll Up. You can go get. I saw somebody order a hoodie the other day. You can go get Double Fries No Slaw hoodies, T-shirts. I'll put hats up this week. I've been saying I'm going to do that, but everybody has their hats now. Richie, the Bucks don't play next week. I expect to see you in a Double Fries hat next Sunday when we do this. And I don't know what we're going to do for the Super Bowl week. I'm around this week, but Super Bowl week, we may have to go on Saturday. We've got some other news going on. Football, we'll fly through some stuff and get out of here in the next few minutes. But, Richie, tell us about these transfers. We can talk about that. We can talk about basketball, and then we can wrap this up and get out of here. Tell us about these football transfers. We saw more this week.
Yeah, so last week we had Mackenzie Milton and Jermaine Johnson introduced to the press. This week we had Jamie Robinson, the defense back from South Carolina, the Keir Thomas, the defensive lineman from South Carolina, and DJ Williams, the running back from Auburn, all introduced to the media. And I really want to kick this first question to Freddie because I saw him. He had some thoughts on it, man. Jamie Robinson said he's going to be the most physical corner that Florida State fans have ever seen. And Freddie played with a guy named LaMarcus Joyner. So, I mean, Freddie, what were your thoughts when you saw that? And what are your thoughts on Jamie Robinson in general?
Yeah, I love the confidence. That's cool. I love the confidence. You got to have that swag out there first and foremost as a DB. You see, I was killing a few of the players out there in the game today for not having that swag on the field. Like a DB, you got to have that swag. You got to have that confidence. But that's a big statement. You talking about Jordan and Ramsey, those some dogs. So those are some guys that are super physical, and to put your name in a conversation with them, that's something big to follow. So I hope he lives up to it, and I'm excited to see what he does.
TJ, do you see those comments? What were your thoughts, man?
I mean, this is not one of those times I'm going to old take somebody if they're wrong. I used to like make a living off that. Not really a living, but just, waste time doing it. But I mean, I hope he's right. Like, I don't think that's going to be the case. I hate to doubt the kid, but I like the confidence. So I hope he's right. Defense could use a player like that. So, but I won't old takes him unless he's just like super trash and has a bad attitude and all that stuff. Then I'm gonna old takes him. Like,
he can't. I'm not expecting him to be a Jordan or a Ramsey because guys like that are rare. But for him to come out there and be physical and make plays, and play the no way, I'm with that. I'm not going to be out there if he's making plays. Oh well, Jalen. Nah. The thing, and I don't even think when he made that statement he was thinking about Jalen and Jordan. He was just saying like I'm a physical player and that's what I'm going to bring to the team this year. But when he said it, everybody's like, "Hold on, now I don't think you understand who played."
It's legacy.
Yeah,
I don't think you understand his DBU legacy.
I don't think he was thinking about that when he said it, but
right.
Yeah, it's some dogs that play here, so I'm excited.
I agree with Freddie there.
I love that. He also said he said at the University of Florida State, and then he caught himself and he said like on camera, he's like, "Damn, I just said the University of Florida State. I'm at Florida State University." Like, I'm a big fan of this guy.
Some people don't interview well, so I don't kill them.
Yeah,
I think Freddie's right. Like you don't, when they ask every quarterback in the league when they get drafted what their aspirations are, they say they want to be the greatest of all time, and that's not a shot at Brady and Favre and Montana, all those guys. Like that's just their mindset. Like that's the mindset of these guys, and so we don't, crucify kids that say that in the draft, like, oh, well, you'll never be Tom Brady. Well, yeah, he probably won't, but like that's just the mindset. So yeah, I think it was just kind of tongue in cheek that he wasn't the only transfer. Richie, what else we got?
Yeah, so Keir Thomas and DJ Williams, the running back from Auburn, they both met the media this week. Keir Thomas, I was really impressed with him. He was very positive in everything he was saying. He talked about how he had a previous relationship with Odell Haggins, who I know Freddie, has a closer relationship with, and that playing a major role in him coming here. And then DJ Williams from Auburn, he had his press conference, his introductory press conference to the media. He might have said 5 words. He didn't say much of anything at all. But they both sounded like they're all business. And I just wanted to get Freddie's thoughts on Keir Thomas because I know you know Odell pretty well. And, that was one of the main reasons that Keir said he wanted to come to Florida State was for Odell Haggins.
Freddie, you're on mute.
Odell, he's able to connect with these guys, and clearly he made a connection with Keir Thomas. And just looking at his film, I think he's a guy that'll be able to help us out. So as long as he's developing and finding a way to not only help him take it to that next level, but making sure he fits in with this group, finding ways to utilize his skill set for this group, because South Carolina did run a slightly different scheme. So just finding the fit for him in this scheme, that's the biggest thing. So I think he'll be a guy that can help if we have a plan for him when he comes in.
Who's up next, Richie?
Yeah, man. To kind of piggyback off of that, they both Jamie Robinson and Keir Thomas talked about the tour of duty and I'm really interested to get Freddie's thoughts on this because, Jamie Robinson went through one day. Keir Thomas hasn't gone through it, but he got to watch it. And they both made it sound like it was very intense, man, that like these off-season conditioning drills are really taxing on these players. So I'm just curious, Freddie, what were your thoughts your first year with these, we call them mat drills, whatever it may be. These winter conditioning drills, man.
Man, that's the wake up in cold sweats with nightmares. Think about the drills, man. Listen, you don't bring that up, man. Nah, I ain't gonna lie, it's real. You get out there, you're like, man, why are we even doing this? Because you do the drills, and then you go have spring break, have a week or two of spring break, and then come back for spring practices. So you're like, man, I just killed my body for all this, and now we finna just go home and chill. Like, I don't know. It's the A line is tough. It's really, and that's when you find out what type of guys you got on your team, what type, if you got dogs, which guys are gonna quit, which guys are gonna fight through. And mat drills, that's when you find out everything you need to know about your players.
Yeah, man, I can just imagine seeing a guy like Telvin Smith or someone. You watch him in winter conditioning drills, and you just think, man, that guy, he's given his all in January. I know I'm gonna get his all in November. So that's awesome. But one of the best notes that we heard, Mackenzie Melton, he's been fully cleared by his surgeon to take part in all of spring practice. So he's going to take part all 15 spring practices in the spring game. What do you guys think about that? Because that's a big deal, man. He's probably going to be our starting quarterback. I'm pumped about him, and I'm pumped that he's already fully cleared right now.
I think the experience, like Michael said, the experience he brings, and the leadership, and just the pure ability, right? Like, go back and watch his highlights. I know he's coming off a pretty gruesome injury, but just the pure ability that this kid has is, I mean, he's the perfect, transition type year quarterback to come in. I mean, I'm super excited. We've not had talent like this at starting quarterback in a while. And so it's a breath of fresh air. Really appreciate everything that, Blackman did for this program. Really appreciate Jordan Travis, stepping in there and laying his body out on the line this year, and the guys that have gotten in there and really pushed. But to have an absolute gunslinger like Milton coming in, that's – Freddie, would you like to play with a guy like – I know you played with the greatest of all time, but in 2015, would you have liked to play with a guy like Milton at some point too? Oh, you're on mute again. You keep going on mute.
We had a crazy level of respect for DeAndre Francois, just the things he brought to the table and his toughness. So he was a guy that had all the ability in the world as well. But yeah, without a doubt, I would love to play with Milton. That's a guy that took his team to an undefeated season and put him in a position where arguably they should have been playing for a championship. So who wouldn't have wanted to play with a guy like that? And I think it's important that he's getting these reps in the spring, because if he's to get cleared in fall camp, now you got a guy that hasn't played in 2 years. Every day is he's got to learn everything over. These 7-on-7 drills, that's cool and all, but these reps against one-on-ones, ones against ones, that's the biggest thing. He's going to have to get comfortable with that. Getting pressure applied on him. Of course, he's not going to get touched or anything, but just getting put in those in-game situations where he can start back getting comfortable with that again.
Absolutely. Can't wait to see him on the field. Hunter, I see you in here, and I can't wait for Milton to beat your team this year. But I'm telling you, I got all the respect in the world for Charlie Ward, minus the fact that he doesn't eat Guthries. But Jameis Winston is the best quarterback that ever played at Florida State, and I'll boot you out of this chat if you argue with me again on that. Without further ado, let's switch from football to basketball. We'll wrap this up and get out of here. But my favorite part of the show every week, I'm sitting here talking with a national champion every single week. And my favorite part of the show is Richie's basketball minute.
It's mine too, man. Y'all be over here. I just be over here cheesing. Richie forward. He elite.
Oh, he is, man.
Hey, so full disclaimer, man. I watched the Bucks game early. I've been on the sauce a little bit today, so we'll make it. We'll make it work.
It's going to be even better this week. So without further ado, Richie Barnes' basketball minute.
After a week of terrorizing teams from Tobacco Road, the Fighting Hams are back in action with 2 big-time conference games. It all started with a big Monday trip to Kentucky as the Tribe paid a visit to the racist pizza people, a.k.a. the Louisville Cardinals. With 18:45 less in the first half, Louisville Samuel Zion Williamson got to the rim to tie the game at 2, and that was the last time this game would be close. From there, the Noles would go on a 12-2 run, capped when Wyatt Earp Wilkes showed why he is the best shooter in West Florida, draining one from deep. Then, with a 10-point lead in the second half, Big Balsa Cobra Beecha stole the ball, drove the length of the court, missed the bunny, but followed his shot up with a thunderous putback jam. And if that wasn't enough, there was a murder at the KFC Yum Center as Malik Ozzy Osbourne hopped on his crazy train and put JJ Trainer on a poster. It was never close from start to finish. Noles 78-65. Then, Saturday afternoon, the Tribe hosted the Fighting Wuhan Davos in a revenge game from the loss earlier this season. Just over 3 minutes into the contest, it looked like this would be a war similar to the 2014 Smag game in Dope, but that was far from what would happen. An 18-3 run for the good guys would quickly follow, and with sharp shooting, Shadar Calhoun cashing in from deep, one of the many goals from deep. During that run, Clemson's Hunter Mike Tyson tried to deliver a knockout blow to FSU, but Malik Osborne had no of that, and he blocked him, taking his manhood. At the end of the first 20 minutes, Calhoun was tired of just 3 points per shot, delivered an electrifying 4-point play, draining one from deep, and the foul. The second half got mightily disrespectful. The Tribe took a 63-35 point lead, but little did Clemson know things were about to get classless. That's right. Late in the game, there was a sighting of the walk-ons, the Green Vipers, the classless Caucasians, the whitest of whites, and it was at that moment Clemson knew they effed up by going to the TLC-CC, make it 21 conference wins in a row for the Fighting Hambones. Noles 80, Tigers 61. Woo!
Every week that you do that, I get tired for you, but another great.
That one was rough, man.
Another great rendition of Richie's Basketball Minute. It'll be easier next week, but again, we're gonna have to record on Saturday for the week after that. Yeah, a great week for the Hoops team. I really don't have a lot of takes outside of this. Like you said, they keep the hot streak going. Quick turnaround, but a great win on Monday night, and then in a rematch game, a game that just never was close. On Saturday, in fact, I didn't see the beginning of it, and I turned it on, and it was like, I don't know, 27 to 12 or something, and I'm just like, oh gosh, this isn't even exciting anymore. And then it was, because the classless Caucasians got in, and it was fun. So fun week for basketball. I'm excited to see this team keep rolling. I believe there are 11 games left before the ACC tournament. And so not the full season that you would typically get. That's if nothing gets canceled or rescheduled. But let's finish these 11 games strong and see what kind of noise we can make in the tournament, which sounds like the tournament will happen this year. Thank God.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. This team, oh my goodness, they've improved so much from like 2 weeks ago to now. And I just think that everything's coming together. You know, MJ Walker, we're still waiting to hear what happened to him yesterday. It looked like a concussion. I don't know if you guys were watching the game, but he looked like he had some friendly fire there. But this team is really starting to peak, and it doesn't matter if they're missing people. They're all making shots. The defense was by far the most impressive thing to me from that Clemson game. They made Clemson's night miserable, and they had no answers from Florida State's defense at all. Freddie, did you see that?
I actually was just keeping up with the highlights. I didn't get to watch the game on Saturday because I was running around handling some things. But when I tuned in, yeah, it's crazy because after this break, and I know we all been saying it, but we didn't really know what to expect after that long break. But Florida State has been an absolute monster, and we aren't in the top 25. And I think that disrespect just motivated the team to a different level. And I wouldn't be surprised to continue to see this rolling. We look like a completely different team. This team's getting in the rhythm right now, and they're building that chemistry. So, and I think this is a team that's built to make a big run in the tournament. So it's good to see them finally getting in rhythm and gelling together.
Florida State gets Miami on Wednesday at home, a 6 p.m. game, and then Saturday, January 30th, Florida State goes to Georgia Tech, which Georgia Tech's been pretty impressive lately. They're 7-4, and they just nearly beat Virginia, a 2-point loss to Virginia, a blowout win against Clemson the game before that. And so Georgia Tech is not a team I think we can just expect to roll over. They had a couple of unimpressive early losses. They've been pretty good since then. Win against Nebraska. That we did beat them by 13 the first time, but going something about when teams from Tallahassee go to Atlanta, man, things get weird. So definitely looking forward to the 2 games this week. Obviously, your rival want to beat Miami, and then make sure we go 2-0 against Georgia Tech. Richie, we got a new sponsor last week. Can you tell us about it again this week for the folks that may have missed it or didn't hear about it?
Yeah, and it may be a bit late right now, but we got mybookie.ag. They're on board. You go there, sign up, use the promo code NOSLAW, and you'll get a 50% match. So if you throw $100 in, you'll get 150 to bet with. And right now, obviously, it's divisional week. The Bucs did what they had to do. As I told everybody would happen, we took care of the Packers. The Bills are on right now against the Chiefs, but in 2 weeks, the Super Bowl, man. So we'll see what offers they may change. But again, mybookie.ag, use the promo code NOSLAW. You'll get 50% of a bonus match to whatever you deposit. Definitely jump on board. I know I jumped on board. I got the wife on board, so we're excited, and I can't wait because the Bucs are in the Super Bowl, and I will be betting on that for sure.
Looks like the Chiefs right now. Obviously, the game could swing back the other way. The Chiefs up by 12 with 8 to go in the third quarter. Buffalo got the ball and driving in field goal range now. So we will see. We've talked about the Bucs game off and on. Great team performance. The defense was incredible in the second half. And then at this point in this game, it looks like Mahomes is being Mahomes and has them up. But, man, the NFL has been fun. The biggest takeaway I had, and I don't know, maybe Richie tweeted this, somebody tweeted this, we're about to make it through the entire college and NFL season, right? Yeah. And didn't know if we would even have seasons this year. So thank God we got to complete the best sport. So, and I mean, even more blessings, like they took out a few of our games we were going to lose in Tallahassee. So a great football season from start to finish.
Yeah, we would have beat Clemson in Florida.
No, I meant Virginia. Virginia was going to be a tough one is what I meant on that.
All right.
They're a tricky team. So anyway, so shout out the Bucs, shout out Richie. I know he's excited. Not Harlan. I can see him yawning down there on the bottom of the screen, but at least the rest of us are excited. Any NFL takes before we get out of here? I know we've already kind of given a bunch, but that's all I got. We'll wrap it up.
Freddie, what do you got, man?
I'll mute again.
You're muted.
Oh no. Hey, that's like
that's 3 times, Freddie.
But I'm going to finish watching the rest of this game to see how the Chiefs finish this one out. I think we're going to have a good one in the Super Bowl. That Bucs defense versus that Chiefs offense, that's a great matchup.
Yeah, man, I'm just excited. The Bucs are in the Super Bowl. There's an outside chance I might get to go as a vaccinated healthcare worker, so I'm crossing my fingers. I reached out to my rep, who's my season ticket rep for the Bucs. I'm trying to get to that game. So in 2 weeks, if we can't record on Sunday, just know it's because I'm in Raymond James watching Brady and the Bucs.
Oh, we ain't recording either way on that Sunday. I mean, like
exactly,
I threw a party. Yeah, like that's gonna
be Saturday day. Yeah,
Saturday or Monday. Like that ain't gonna be a Sunday thing unless it's like 10 a.m.
Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl. Let's go.
Do we have any shout outs? I have one. I finished Freddie's book and it was fantastic. I tweeted this and posted a bunch of places and stuff too, but I have a lot of respect for Freddie, just, as a Division I athlete, as a friend, as a, co-host here. I mean, like I made Florida State. Oh gosh, I sound like Trump. Made Florida State great again. Like I didn't mean to say that, but like it's just it came out like that. But like made something that I love great, where it had been bad for so many years. So I had a ton of respect for Freddie anyway. But then after reading Freddie's book and learning more about your life and, because you see the title, right? Trials to Triumph, and you don't really know what that means. You don't really know what trials, man. Like y'all won every team you beat. All I know about Freddie's a football player. I didn't know like What trials, bro? You played on the 13 team. There were no trials, man. So then you read that book. I'm not going to give anything away, but like you hear about things like in the first chapter, and you're just like, smacks you like right in the face, and you're like, whoa, this guy went through some stuff, man.
I tell people, I don't know if y'all seen the show Snowfall, but it's a big show, and everybody talks about power and snowfall. I'm like, man, listen, I was really living like as a kid. That Snowfall show, that was our lifestyle. Like, so It's crazy. Like that's what we grew up into, and just some of the circumstances and obstacles I had to go through coming up. It's definitely a blessing. I just appreciate some of the different obstacles, just everything that I've been through. You question some of the things, some of the situations you have to deal with growing up. But at this point, I think it's a blessing in disguise, just everything I've been able to go through. And now I'm able to use that to impact the lives of others. And it's just been a blessing that people have been interested in hearing my story. So as long as people out there hearing it and I'm impacting lives, I'm doing my part.
Yeah. Hearing some of the trials from your younger life, going through high school and different things that were going on in middle school and high school. And then, we just see we're more connected now because of social media and stuff like that with the players and stuff. But man, I don't think people realize this because they just see all the wins, right? Like you won way more games than you lost, right? None in 2013, one game in 2014, 3 in 2015. You didn't lose a lot of games, right? And so Freddie went through trials while he was at Florida State, right? Like, and we don't even know that. Like, you don't know that unless you go read the book, right? And so it was cool to see that and how you overcame that. And then obviously trials after Florida State as well, stuff that nobody knows, man. So go pick up Freddie's book. He told you last week how to get it. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it on Walmart. You can get it at different places. You can go to trialstotriumph.com and get a personalized copy. But, man, I was so encouraged reading it. It's a quick read, but I really enjoyed it, and I would encourage – and I tweeted this too. If you truly don't have the money for the book, I'll send you my copy, and you can send it back when you're done. Like, I want to get this in as many people's hands as we can. But go buy a book, support Freddie, and you guys need to read this story. So, Richie, got 2 weeks to get this done because I'm asking about the Super Bowl weekend. So, 2 weeks. It's like 20 minutes a day. You can do this.
I definitely do want to get it and read it. Obviously, getting to know Freddie through this podcast these past 5 months, it's been a blast. And same with you, TJ, just getting to know you guys a little more. I definitely want to read the story. We all have different backgrounds. We all come from different ways. But I think it's important that we all, take into account what everyone else has gone through and, acknowledge that and take that, for what it's worth on the surface level. So I'm excited. I'm definitely going to pick one up and give it a read.
Awesome. Freddie, Richie, that was my shout out was Freddie there. Any shout outs for you guys before we get out of here?
Shout out to the Chiefs for making sure that we don't get a blowout in the Super Bowl. Because if the Bills would have won, it would have been an easy win for the Bucs. So shout out to the Chiefs.
I hope you don't get cold takes, bro. It's only a 9-point game in the third quarter.
Listen, I ain't getting no cold take with this one. The Chiefs pulling this one out.
I'm going to give a shout out to my wife. She finally gave me the blessing to turn our office into kind of like a man cave. So go to my Twitter. You'll see what it's coming together nicely. A few little things left, but we had a lot of fun this weekend working in the office, aka the man cave.
Awesome. Well, that's another episode. Appreciate you guys hanging out. If you're still watching or you're listening to this, if you could retweet it, share it, like all of the social media platforms that we've got. Shout out Michael Alford, shout out the Seminole Boosters. Excited to get up there, hopefully for the spring game, maybe before. I might be trying to get up there for a basketball game in the next couple of weeks. So we will see how all that goes, but appreciate you two. Appreciate Harlan hanging out, ready for him to get his internet upgraded again so we don't have all the technical difficulties we had this week. Richie, you're flying high. Play us out of here, man.
Same song, Crazy. Welcome to Raymond James. Run it back.
Let's do it. We will see you guys next week. Around the same time, should be around 8 o'clock, I would think, start time. And then the next week, like I said, either be Saturday or Monday. I don't think we'll go on Sunday on Super Bowl Sunday.
No, sir.
All right. Thanks for hanging out. You guys have a good night.